if you don't have something to say, it's a soundless film. You're moving your lips. Like Hitchcock said, it's photographs of people talking. That is not cinema. What all I'm doing, what all you're appreciating will become cliche tomorrow. I think the next generation will be taller because they'll be standing on my shoulder. And I'm happily supporting that stand. I went into Malayalam cinema so that I can hone my craft. Here it is all about commerce only. Working with the Malayalam actors changed my attitude because I found many Yusuf Saabs in Malayalam.
Kamal sir, it is such a pleasure to be sitting here. Welcome to the Hollywood Reporter India.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you for opening up your gorgeous office to us. Thank you for all the magic and the movies that you've given us for over 6 decades. You know, I was prepping for this interview and I was thinking, you've been telling stories and you've been an artist longer than I've been alive. It's such an amazing achievement.
Well, experience is the past.
Yeah.
Innovation is the future.
Yeah. I want to start, sir, with something your guru K. Balachander said about you, and I'm going to read it out because it's amazing.
So why I'm saying that, and I to clarify it, you cannot boast of experience.
Correct. Because
that would be antiquated. Maybe with technology, it's every 6 months. Yeah. In spite of you saying that it will take me 1 year to make a film, that's your problem. But technology will keep moving. Yeah. So I think the laurels are behind. Yeah. And that's appreciation. Applause cannot be continuous. They have to rest. They have to have a change of scene, like I do. So enter another actor.
Yeah. But you know, sir, it's not easy to be as self-aware as you are about that.
It took about 30, 40 years for me.
To get here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. When I joined Mr. Balachander, I feel that I'm the same, but that's not true. When I joined him, there were so many dark, ignorant crevices, which he sort of cemented. He didn't even know that he was building and sculpting me. Right. I thought it was all mine. He was encouraging it, so it felt like I did it. Yeah. So that's how one generation helps the other. Yeah.
But he's not taking any credit, because here's what he said about you. He said, I did not teach him everything he knows. He just absorbed everything I knew. The rest he discovered himself by asking, probing, begging, watching, observing, reading, demanding, investigating, improvising, experimenting, experiencing, learning, and not being afraid of stretching himself beyond his own limits. How amazing.
He is a wordsmith, so he said it well. But I think after 36 films and maybe 40 years or more with him, he's an institution. Yeah. I never passed out. So this letter was my degree. Yeah. And he felt that he had to give it to me. So he made it public. He didn't tell me. He wrote it all down and put it on the net. So This is the time I throw my square hat up and celebrate.
I've graduated.
I've graduated. It happened about 10 years back.
How wonderful. I mean, there can't be a bigger compliment than this.
Yes. I mean, my life is a full, I can see the circle, the connecting lines, and how it's a virtuous cycle, not a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
It's not vicious, it's virtuous, and I have to continue that. What all I've learned is not even acting, it's a duty to the next generation. He has taught me that.
You have to pay it
Which
forward.
is more important than art, because you can Google some of your doubts today. He was my Google. Any question. And to be like that, you'll have to have so much data within you to accept questions. When you don't have enough data, you get angry with questions, like some leaders do, because they don't have enough data. When a man has enough data, like Mr. KB, any question is welcome because he's only clarifying. He is confident. To get that, I think that I always believe that there's nothing called luck for those who deserve it. So, but still, it sounds like of all the people, why Balachander and me, how we met, it doesn't seem like a miracle. We were seeking out. I found my guru, he found his
You were
Chela.
always a seeker?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the person who told me, your best match will be Mr. Balachander. He is a gentleman, he is another guru of mine, and he's a barber. And he taught me barbering. I worked in a salon here, and that's just to taunt my mother, because she thought I was doing nothing, reading paperbacks and eating, watching cinema. This can't be like, you have to do some work. The kind of talent I had didn't find work easily. So I said, I'll do something else. So I said, what will insult my mother?
So you became a barber?
I became a barber. And Mr. Balachander used this sequence in his movie. Zara Si Zindagi's climax.
Right.
Is when the father comes for a shave, he finds his son who's a degree holder, double degree holder.
Yes.
And he says, I've tried this. I didn't come for employment. I came for wisdom.
How lovely.
And I find it here.
Yeah. So you're a multidisciplinary artist, right? You're actor, producer, director, singer, writer, lyricist, dancer. Have I forgotten? And you're a very skilled makeup artist. Did I forget anything?
No, I forget all that. Please. Because this discipline is a word which frightens me.
Why?
As a kid, so it's a congenital fear the parents put in you.
Yeah.
Is something you mistake it as not a vertical, but a discipline. The word, if you say you're versatile in many verticals, it's not so frightening.
Okay.
When you say discipline, I can't get out of it. That's a box.
No, you cannot be boxed.
Indisciplined enough to try.
Right.
That's all.
That's
I'm as curious as this Google searchers or AI searchers of today.
Yeah.
They ask, I find my intelligence, if not here naturally, I'll get it from another source. And that was Mr. Balachander for me. For me, it might seem like artificial intelligence, but he is original intelligence.
Yeah. No, but this thesis was that because you're so good at doing so many things, you actually bring to a movie not just technique, but you bring a sort of philosophy. Do you think that's true?
It is. If you don't have something to say, it's a soundless film. You're moving your lips. Like Hitchcock said, it's photographs of people talking. That is not cinema. So that philosophy, even Hitchcock, whoever you think, Spielberg, do you think he has no philosophy? He's got a very strong belief, and he brings it for his last film about the storyteller.
Yes.
And I liked what he said. Do you think this picture will run you? I had to make it. It's my therapy. It's a $50 million therapy.
The one about his own life and his own
Yes,
parents.
yeah.
Yes,
He
yes.
said, I had to get over the fact, and it's troubling me. So this is my therapy, and it cost me $50 million. But I'll get the money back. Nobody thinks of that when they go into therapy. So I liked what he said, which means he has something very strong to tell. His experience itself is a philosophy. What you've experienced and believed will become philosophy for another man, a belief for another man.
So when you, let's say, okay, you've written the lyrics for Jingucha in Thug Life, right? And you said it happened in an hour. How does that happen?
I don't know. Like, we started writing poetry by writing dirty limericks in school. I've still not gotten over that period. The words, what is exciting then is not exciting now. Those words are just words. Now I know the assemblage, how to go about it. It's a trick, it's a little technique, it's a skill.
Yeah.
And I picked it up for no reason at all. There's no employment possibility in dirty limericks. But that was practice.
Though I have to say, Dirty Limericks by Kamal sir might have, you might have a bestseller there.
Oh yeah, that's what they say. My friends from 50 years ago, or maybe more, they come and recite it. Say, so who wrote this? I said, you never studied. You translated everything into bad.
So you were writing dirty songs in school.
School of great literature. It's a parody on great literature.
Right.
So.
And that skill is still serving you.
Yeah.
So you can write a wedding song.
All actors today are talking one thing. Don't act, play. Because the whole thing, those scientists who invent are actually enjoying it. Yeah. They're playing. Yeah. The moment they're looking for employment, they will never invent.
Yeah.
So when Mr. Crazy Mohan came to join me, I said, I like your writing very much. I think over time, you don't say your love out loud. I was young and wise enough to let it be known. Yeah. I found a friend for life, and that's Mohan. We met, we constantly joke about it. We met in a cemetery. I was shooting there, and I know of him, he knows of me, but we never worked together. So I saw him, recognized him, and I waved out. I had a beard like this for a film called Satya, I think. And he was fine. He couldn't recognize me, so he was looking at it, and he recognized me and said, "How are you, sir?" I said, "I've been watching you, right? Would you like to work with us?" Us? Raj Kamal is us. It's not me. So would you like to work with us? He said, yes. And what are you doing now? He said, I'm working in TVS. Yeah. So you tell me how to go about it. I said, first, leave your job. If you trust this, leave your job, because that will be lead weight pulling you down from the heights you want to fly. So leave that. I'm not saying renounce. It's available, but don't take the choice.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to renounce, become lonely, alone, no play left in you. This is what you enjoy. Just keep doing that for life. And he kept doing that, lived a full life, and died. And I was there to see him breathe his last.
Yeah.
And there's no tragedy in that,
Right.
because the man chose 30 years back how he's going to end his life happily.
How lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm copying my friends. I'm influenced. And when people say, oh, he copied that, I never copy. I get inspired.
Yeah.
But nothing is original. The language I speak was taught to me. Woman I called mother, I was informed that she is that. If she's not my biological mother, it won't matter till I grow up and somebody tells me. So it's information, and I collect it from all around. And that's whatever you find good in me comes from all around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not humility. That's the only way as a hunter-gatherer to now as an artist. That's the only way. Seek.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you have a astounding filmography, but one of the scenes that I've never forgotten is from Nayakan when Velu sees his son's dead body, right?
Huh?
His son's dead body. He walks down
Yeah.
and he sees the dead body. We don't see it, but you let out this cry, which is just like it makes your hair stand and you touch your heart. And I must have seen this in the early 90s in Mumbai because we discovered Mani sir through Roja and then said, what has he done before? And we all went in search of Nayakan. And I've never forgotten that specific scene. Are you the same actor in terms of your instincts as you were then? Or is the way you find your way into a performance very different now?
See, the performance is almost fixed. It's like my accent now.
How is it fixed?
That's how we are.
Meaning it's in your DNA?
No, not DNA.
Then?
No. I've been trained in a certain way.
Yeah.
My English is like this because I was trained by people with the same flaws. My accent is like this because it's not a British guy who taught me how to speak his language. If that had been so, I'll be speaking differently. So it's not about that. I truly do not believe about a born artist.
It's the training.
It's a training and environment. It's not even the training, the environment. If you give him all the training and don't give him the environment, it'll be like Jesse Owens. Till he gets the opportunity to run bare feet and shame Hitler for his racism. What a statement that was. But he didn't get an opportunity. That, we don't know how many Jesse Owens we've killed. In germination, we have cut it off. So I think it's the environment and the kind of gurus. I respect gurus. Guru seems like a very archaic, big word. My guru, Mr. Westmore, hates the word. When I introduce him and say he's my guru, no.
He's the makeup guru, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He says, no, I'm Michael Westmore. And he's Kamal Haasan. And he likes makeup.
Yeah.
That's my profession. That's it.
So then when you have a character, is it so instinctive that there's really not much sort of, like you're not even thinking, it's like second nature now?
Yes, if you practice enough, it'll come. Your interviewing comes out of many interviews.
Yeah.
So, yes, there is an intuition. You make decisions on the fly, the right question, the right probe. It'll come only with practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you got. That's what I got. And you need not stop celebrating it. This humility is not for camera. This is realization. It's not humility. So I will come out and stand and do my speech or shout for my rights when the time comes. But otherwise, no need to, especially when you know world, then you realize that you're just one spoke in the big wheel.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too seriously. That's why I love comedy.
Yeah. But it takes great intelligence, sir, to be at your position and to not take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, but in the sense you must listen carefully so that you can discern what is praise and what is appreciation.
Explain the difference.
Praise is what you do to God. There's something you expect in return.
Yes.
It's like a prayer. It's almost phonetically close to each other. But whereas appreciation, you may not even see, but I can see it in your eyes. A joke, some people don't laugh, but you can see that their innards are chuckling, and that comes out in the sparkle. When I speak to Javed Saab, that happens to me. He doesn't laugh much because he's got a serious expression, and then he'll smile. That means he's enjoying the joke.
Yes.
He won't laugh,
Yeah.
guffaw,
Yeah.
because his thrust, his parry, won't even be felt till you look down and see yourself bleeding.
That's exactly right. So tell me, what was that first day of shoot on Thug Life like? What was it like to be directed by Mani sir again?
I kept saying that, but people think that's yet another good line he has come up with. No, we never felt the gap of 36 years.
Really?
Yeah, because we keep talking and we don't gossip. Every time I speak to him, it is not about industry politics. How we'll make the next movie, what I'm going to do next. You're doing that, I'm doing something like that. Oh, damn. What is it? It's the same kind of thought. Yeah, that happened. Okay, I'll go another direction. So
So you're in touch.
we are in touch. So but the only thing is we don't commercialize this combination yet. Now we have done it. That's all. Otherwise, we are think-alikes.
Yeah.
May not be look-alikes, but think-alike is more important than look-alike.
Yeah.
And that's how you find friends of various hues and philosophies.
You know, the Nayakan, of course, the central question was, is he a good man or a bad man, right? And in a sense, that film also talked about the emptiness of violence. Because finally, who won?
There are deeper layers
Deeper
than that.
layers,
But
right?
for that, the language, when we were discussing a lullaby for this guy, but there was a poet, a poet I respect very much. Underutilized, but great poet. Pulamayapithan is his name. And while we were discussing, we said, where will the lullaby come from? Where will our theme come? Because this is not putting somebody to sleep alone. It is a consolation against the odds you'll have to face in a world where justice is only promised, never delivered. So that is what Godfather is all about. The American promise never fulfilled. So a group of, you can call them Italians or residual Romans, they came back and did that. That's what we're trying to arrive on. And suddenly we said, we have an Indian ethos. We teach them violence in a very congenital, childlike position. What you tell them is, even when they fall, you sort of shift the fall to the ground and you hit at the ground. Who hit you? This one?
Yeah.
So you're teaching violence. For your mistakes, for your fall, you blame the earth and you say there's nothing wrong. If you stop crying, I'll beat the hell out of this earth. This is what you've been taught. So that we thought should be the
That's in the movie. Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So it's a constant voice. किसने मारा तुमको? किसने मारा बोलो? There's a constant voice asking him, like the mother.
Yeah.
And it's in a male voice. So it's a male society. So there are not much space for mothers. It's all about macho killing and I thought that's a great inner layer in the film. यार अड़चारो किसने में कौन मारा तुझे बोलो मुझे, and it's him he's talking to, and he'll hit back. So the violence is inculcated into that. So I think those layers I like in Nayakan very much. I keep saying, how did you find out Mani Ratnam is a good director? Day one. We've been talking cinema for years, but when we actually came into the field, that's proof of the pudding. So I was there and I had come from another shooting. I was very excited because this is the kind of story that you rarely get to act in. And there was another friend, Balachander, of course my guru Balachander. These were the only sanctuary I had. So when I went there, I was looking at it. It is that brothel sequence where the dance is happening. And my assistant Selva leans and tells everything is ready upstairs. No dialogue. And I roll my eyes. What now? Kind of a thing. I did that. And he came to me and he said, can you give an Indian expression? I smiled. I said, because this rolling is very American. We picked it up from American movies. So I Indianized it. Then I knew I got a guy there. Because lifting the weight is a great art. But there has to be a spotter or you'll die doing it.
He can catch it.
He touch and get you in position. Without spotters, you might have an accident. And the director is also a spotter, apart from orchestrator.
But so there's this the layering of violence in Nayakan, right? With Thug Life, it feels like the film is sort of reveling in violence, right? Your character says that it's my destiny to be a thug, and then you're like ripping this man's nostrils off in whatever glimpses we've seen, right? Is that, sir, just our current moment in time where actually, violence is cool?
No, we are reflecting it.
Yeah.
But you'll have to see the movie to understand what we are trying to say. The way we look at art is about wanting the world to look at the same world the way I look at it. So we are trying to sell a point of view. So you will find that point of view very strongly coming about. Because we will not make a film saying that violence pays. But that is currency which will run out. That payment will run out. So what you think is payment is not payment. It's a loan. They'll take it back. When you lose your violence, it'll be gone because another violent man will come and take it. And then you're left empty. That's there in Godfather 3.
Yes.
We are going through the same graduation ceremony that Coppola went through. Because we are not looking at just shots, frames, and stories. Our point of view. That's what we're trying to say. Actually, I was talking about the collaboration, which is very important. It's a lesson I've learned over years. Writers are very possessive. That I've crafted it. Don't blunt the nose. I've taken time to sculpt it. But the nose is Roman, you're sculpting a Chinese. So that's wrong. That's what I'm taking it off. Someone has to say that. And in collaboration, we both wrote it together. When I say we wrote it together, it is not the noise of two pens scribbling at the same time. I finished what I perceived will be a good film to make for myself. And we were looking at various genres. We didn't say that we'll have to. Then commercial considerations are very important because we are in the business. We have not renounced commercial cinema and gone into the mountains to experiment with cinema. We are in the business, but we are trying to
up the game. Of course.
That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. Your cars are faster. Paints are smoother. It comes over time. What I realized is we have to convey the POV. We are similar, but our vocabulary is different. It depends on where we got schooled. It's not about schooling in school, the environment again. So I finished a script. It was called Amar Hai at the time.
What does that mean?
Amar Hai.
Oh, Amar Hai. Okay, okay.
Amar Hai is a pun. A man who is believed to be dead is not dead. His name is Amar. And that's the problem. Like it's Hitchcock's trailer on Trouble with Harry. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
The trailer says, the trouble with Harry is that he's dead. He starts with a dead body, a mysterious dead body. And that's the trailer.
Right.
And Hitchcock comes and speaks.
So you wrote this?
I wrote this and it had characters. I had etched it. He took it like an idea. It's like a joke. You tell me a joke. I say I like it, but the final punch could be sharper.
So you embellish.
Yeah. So he embellished it. It's another joke.
Right.
The way he said it, the punchline was not here, it is here. So it works better. Yeah. So it's the same thing, but he tweaks it. That is artistry.
Yeah.
And to collaborate with someone like that is great rather than combating with someone great. So that's what we did.
Yeah. That's so lovely.
Yeah, the people keep watching us. It is like they discover how, like we were dance troops, we will be sitting in the break time, smoking, drinking, eating, whatever we are doing. And then we just lazy sweep around the room and we can spot who has recently fallen in love. Just looking like this, we'll say those two. And then we'll discover our surmise was right. Likewise, I find in the set, people noticed the connection between me and Mani.
Really?
We don't talk much. But I said, oh, we are showing our hand too much. Because they say that they have an understanding. Oh, I thought it was secret. Everybody knows it. So we have, because we've spoken of cinema so long, and we have the same kind of wavelength, but not the vocabulary. Again, the wavelength is same. So it's better than language when you have the wavelength.
Yeah.
So a crinkle of the eye and he'll say, he'll get up and come and he'll say, why would he do that? What are you trying to say? Can we do it? No. He'll go away and then he'll sit. Then he'll come back. Say it again. He'll listen to it and say, yeah. But that end, we won't have that. That's too much of exposition. So we'll stop with this. Yeah, the whole scene has changed.
Just in this much exchange.
And nobody knows what we are talking about.
That's right.
And the whole paper, the scene, the syntax, everything has changed. The way you say it has another meaning.
Yeah.
The why we invented inverted commas, apostrophes, because that clearly passes on the meaning to a reader who's not seeing the scene but reading it.
Yeah.
So these little techniques make you understand better. That's what he's doing. That apostrophe, that thing.
But sir, okay, you two have this language, right? And you've known each other for what, 40, 50 years, and you're perfectly comfortable. But then there's Simbu, then there's Trisha, right? They're trying to be in a frame with you. Okay, and you are, for all practical purposes, now a living institution. How does that work? Do you have to consciously make other actors comfortable?
All institutions will die. Nalanda. So, the institution, you need not fear institution.
I know, but you know the reputation you come with.
The next bad decision will destroy the institution.
Sure.
So
what do you do?
I think I'll have to take my cue from my previous generation. Big legend, another person like Simbu, who comes and people tell him that you're working with a legend. So introduce yourself. And then the legend comforted him and said, don't be frightened about what I am as an actor. Don't do your stuff. And sir, you also don't take me lightly that I'm a new boy. Do your job properly. I'm not scared.
And it works.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
You also don't be scared because it'll make the scene better. And he kept looking at him. They've done many movies together afterwards.
Okay, he should have done this. Did he do it?
No. Yeah, that's what he's too good a son to do it. His father has trained him like that.
Right.
He will not say the wrong word or show. He might have it. An artist should have the confidence and the ego.
To not be afraid.
No, I don't. The ego should be what you believe in, not what you want to show. You must truly believe that I am in a world of Dilip Saab, Shivaji Saab, Motilal. If I keep thinking about that, I would not have chosen this as my profession.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have chosen this. It wouldn't have been my chosen profession. Yeah. They scared me, and then I kept them aside. I picked what is their unique selling point. Yeah. And I tried to imbibe. That's how the next generation is going. What all I'm doing, what all you're appreciating will become cliche tomorrow. And such a boring cliche, so many people would have done it.
Yeah.
So I think the next generation will be taller because they'll be standing on my shoulders. And I'm happily supporting that stand.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, that's the only way to go. That's what I got.
Yeah.
It's my duty to give it back.
But it requires a generosity of spirit to be that way.
No. I think, as I was telling you before the interview, the gravity, I don't feel it anymore because the appreciation has lifted me on their shoulders and my feet are not touching. I'll have to force myself down and feel the ground. Otherwise, they'll keep like if you've seen a film called Guna, they say they tell this man who's slightly not in a great mental health. So they say, but Guna, you can't keep flying. There's something called gravity. See? That's the truth. He's been given sodium pentothal. So he takes that little cotton bud which is there to coagulate blood or stop it. He takes it, then he never lets it fall. He keeps blowing it. So that's poetry. But why don't you use it in practical life? I am. That's Guna. And that's what I am. All characters you'll find, including the villains and the killers.
Really?
They're all in me. So the question when somebody asked, tell us clearly, is Nayakan, Velu Nayakar a good man or a bad man? Why ask me this question? You'll get a better answer if you stand in front of a mirror and ask that question. At that image in the mirror. Whatever answer you're going to give will be the same. Mine will be the same.
Yeah.
So when I say that all these killers and blood-curdling screams are inside, I've swallowed it for a peaceful social life.
But it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
The layers, we are an evolving species. So I have the reptilian layer in the evolution. That's why we still, like Carl Sagan says, we have this tendency to bite good meat. That's there. So when we see a pink, beautiful child, you pretend to bite it.
Right.
That's the layer in you.
It's hardwired.
Hardwired,
Yeah.
but it comes out sometimes. So in acting also, the violence comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people who do violent films they detest violence. You can see the difference. When you see Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, more Jackie Chan, you don't dislike violence.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But when you see a film like Thug Life or Nayakan, you will understand the futility of violence. And it's not entertainment.
Right.
It's a responsibility. How you deal with your strength, especially if you're stronger. What do? Are you really hungry? Why would you kill that small animal? So the attitude of the lion, I hope, comes to our politicians. So once it's fed, a zebra can graze 100 meters from the lion. It takes about 3 bounds for the lion to...
Yeah. But he won't do anything.
He won't do it.
Yeah.
Because his hand is filled.
Yeah.
The problem with us is avarice. And we hide it all. And humility need not be something you show off to people. You truly understand. And why should I be
like
humble?
This? Yeah.
Why should I be humble in front of that man? No, he is the top of the world leader. So, that question is being asked around the world by not so important people. They are the next generation, hence not important. But they are tomorrow's wise men. That's what all our older generation forget. And that's what I made myself. And that's the reason why I promised myself when I was in my teens, that when I become their age, I will try and understand the younger generation. It's a promise.
How lovely.
And I'm living up to that promise. And when Balachander gave me that opportunity, again and again and again, I promised myself, if I am in a vantage position, then I will do what Mr. Balachander did to me, to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Just don't even have to hand hold and guide them. Give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
Give him a tool, he'll fish. Give him a grappling hook, he'll climb mountains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I could literally be here all day listening to you. I have two more questions before I go. One is the AI course that you have recently
No,
done.
let me confess.
Huh.
I made a big. I'm blushing now. I'm a good actor, so you don't see the color. So I thought it's like saying my ignorance. I thought this is a new technology because people keep boosting my ego by saying that he brings in all new technology. I said, oh, so this is a new technology. Now I'm going to bring this thing in. And I went and asked the first stupid question. I asked, I want to learn AI. Okay. We've been doing that for 20 years now. What part would you like to learn? I said, I'm from cinema. Yeah, we know that. But what do you want to do? I do many things in cinema, but which do you want to concentrate on? It's AI is much deeper than you think. So is it acting? Is it screenwriting? Have you gone to the full depth of what you've been doing for 40 years? I can bet you haven't. So AI will take you there. So choose your path. Don't say, I want to learn AI. It is like the young rishis who go into the mountain, want to at once see God. And then they realize there's no God. And they come back and start a religion.
So what did you learn? You spent 3 months?
I don't know. I humbled myself.
Huh.
And I have to really understand what I can give them a wish list.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to build a building. So I still have to go to a mason.
Yeah.
And a mason thinks he knows everything. But AI will tell him that you have not contacted your right connections. Now here is a connection, and he'll go leaps and bounds. Now it is going to take us a century ahead. That's what I understood. What I studied, I'm so keen that I'm not interested in finding AI for cinema anymore. I want to be a witness to what will happen with when AI goes into psychiatry therapy. So it'll become a poly curing system where once your mental health is all right, your physical health will improve. What we call depression leads to many things. But when AI connects with therapy and medicine, all these pharmaceuticals are going to go for a run.
But sir, what's amazing to me is that you, at this point, are so curious that you would go and live in America for 3 months.
Wherever knowledge is, I'm willing to die at its feet. It can be. That's what Socrates did. It gave him hemlock, he sipped it happily. Because his part was done. And he is not scared of poison nor death.
Yeah.
I'm very sure that you're keeping a curious face.
Yeah.
You would have heard this conversation at home. But
I don't take him seriously now.
No, that's what. Why do you think he and I are friends? We've not done films.
Correct.
But we like that spirit.
Yeah.
That frequency is the same.
Is the same. I agree.
So you would have heard all this. So there's nothing new for me to explain. You can show expressions of amazement and all that. I can find out you heard it before. Because you're nodding just a little before the punchline.
No, this is not true. You are far more articulate than he is. Okay, 2 last questions. One, I read in Kamal Haasan by Hariharan, the book on you, right? At one point, he says that in 1975, you did 14 films. In 1976, you did 18 films. In 77, you did 19 films. And in 78, you did 20 films in that year.
22.
22. So, this is all, of course, to us just unimaginable that any actor can do this, right? What are the things you learned from that pace of work that still serve you today?
I never thought of that as work. I went into Malayalam cinema so that I can hone my craft. Here it is all about commerce only. So it will never go out of that groove. Great music, but it's still running on a groove. There's no improvisation. So I was not keen on listening to gramophone records. So I went to another place. And the only places where I found solace was Mr. Balachander and Malayalam films. So those are all, I don't consider them as goals reached or my talent has been showcased. That is training period. I knew it even then. So I didn't complain about little things. I was grateful for the experience. And working with the Malayalam actors changed my attitude because I found many Yusuf Saabs in Malayalam. There was only one man there. And I found many in Malayalam. And they were not top actors. Rarely did one man come to the top like Satyan Master. We call him Master because of that. He brought about certain verve to the performance that only Dilip Saab I've seen. But it's different. Totally two different languages. And Kottarakara Sridharan Nair, PJ Antony, these are people, for me, they are heroes. As a matter of fact, I saw a film called Kadu. And I went and I was overwhelmed. I met many stars and all that. But watching, I thought he is a true hero material in Indian cinema. He became true villain material. But it's all the same. But I found his performance in Kadu, also a great director, Girish Karnad, so enticing. So that's where I wanted to belong. And all that came back to me. Kadu shows up in Tevar Magan. And I have made no qualms about it. And including Mr. Girish Karnad said, why are you saying Kadu? This is a different film. I said, I have to confess to
where my inspiration,
came from. It is you. And from my teens, only R.C. Shakti would listen to my script and Balachander. I was 19 or 20. And only man who would listen to my script will be Balachander and R.C. Shakti. And they'll both sit together. And it gives you great confidence because Balachander is from the Film Institute. And you'll say, after coming out of Institute into Tamil Nadu, this is the first movie script I'm listening to. And you are, okay, so shall I stop acting? I said, don't be a fool.
Keep the day job.
Don't be a fool. Same thing Mr. Balachander said. So what do you want to be? Yeah, I was 19 and during the dubbing we came out. Those times the loop has to be threaded.
It was film,
on a film. So we were walking and he said, what are you planning to do? So finish dubbing and go home. So he said, what do you want to do with your life? You haven't decided? No, sir, I'm embarrassed to tell you. What? I said, I want to be a director like you. Fool, he said. So I really want to do that. You can. But don't become a director who will come to the studio in an auto rickshaw. That's where it will lead you. I know you. So first, build a house. This is stardom doesn't come to everybody. But I'm not a star. I said, because I was doing a villain's role. You will be. He said, I said, yeah. So when will I know? Soon. So don't make any, concentrate on this. Don't go that direction. Who? That your friend Shakti is pushing you? Let him direct. You do what you're doing. Help him. Help me. But don't direct now because you'll lose a big career. And that's how I decided to totally go into acting. I don't say it in interviews. People think it is all my endeavor. If I had made that mistake, he would have been right. I would have died in an auto rickshaw, leave alone reaching the studios. I've seen many of my friends die like that. Great thinking, not to name them because you're honing in on quality, which is their weakness. I've seen those guys. They understood cinema much better than me when I spoke to them. But those guys literally died on the streets. I know many people. One of my friends, Surazu, we used to joke. We all used to drink together, and Malayalis are known for their, like the gods.
Yeah.
They are known for daytime drinking and all that. And Surazu was the superhero of that contest. So we'll be, and he's a talented man. And like, for example, Soman is another actor. He will sit in Darbar like a king and he'll say, hey, Surazu, Kamal, do a Jugalbandi. You do Bharatanatyam, you do Kuchipudi. And we used to dance for the guy who doesn't know anything about dance. We enjoyed it. That guy is a writer. He has done his MA twice or whatever. And we used to tell him when he used to put a glass down and say, you will die in the streets if you drink like that. And when I was doing a film called Kadala Kadala, Soman calls me up. He's a very cool guy. Like withheld and not loud laughing, no crying. I've never seen him cry. So his voice was, you were right, Kamal. We were right. Surasu died in the streets. I found his body in the railway station. I had to go and identify it.
Oh, it's awful.
So these are the stories I've come across. And that is why I'm grateful to Mr. Balachander. Because I could have gone that route. Like what he said about the auto rickshaw. And I was right. I would have died with my angst, with my unfulfilled dreams. In an auto rickshaw, nobody will know there's a dead body in the auto rickshaw. That would have been the fate. I've seen great actors, artists, directors go that route. And that track change was done by Mr. Balachander, Mr. Arshi Shakti, including my brother who was there. He was very upset that I didn't continue my education. But on my chosen path, they were pallbearers.
That's such a blessing.
Yeah. They go ahead of me, believing in me, thinking, so that becomes a great responsibility. They believe in me. Am I really that good? I don't know, but I'll have to pretend. That's how I improved, because their expectation. And then the audience. Because as Chaplin said, they're a multi-headed monster. You can't cut the head because it'll grow again. And you have to live with it. And which head do you satisfy? So I choose mine. That's Chaplin.
And you've satisfied audiences again for more than 60 years.
I don't know whether they're satisfied. Parts of them.
I think so.
You can't make everyone
happy.
happy.
No, you can't. You can't.
Especially when you believe in something.
Yeah. But you've done very well, sir.
Managing to. We both envy each other. Mani's, when he speaks about me, he does the balancing act. So does he.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
You'll have to, above all, you'll have to answer to yourself. Audience is my primary goal because there's money exchange. Without money, what we call talent, what we call applause, comes from a belief in me. They say that you must believe in something. I believe in this. I have no gods. So I'm not distracted. The only superpower that I have to contend with is inside my head. It'll punish me. It'll punish me, it'll insult me, it'll appreciate me, but I don't know what will happen when I'm answerable to that power. And I will not worship any other. And this is not worship worthy. So worship is something we can do away with.
Indeed. Indeed. I read this 1994 profile of Mani sir. Okay. And they talk about how he looks very Zen-like, but when he starts shooting, he's like a raging bull. And they said that during Roja, there were like cast members fainting from the cold because I think they were shooting in Himachal. And he's just soldiering on. Tirudha, they're shooting somewhere in Polachi. There are leeches sticking to the actors. And he said, just take them off and keep going on because he will not relent. Is he still that man?
Yes.
Really?
I have sort of refined myself because I've hurt many people that way. As a matter of fact, Ravi K. Chandran is a witness to it. Mr. Ravi K. Chandran, Sabu, Cyril, I, my daughter Shruti, the stuntman, late stuntman Vikram Dharma, 3 assistant directors, set out to go to the 3rd tallest waterfall in the world, which is in Kodaikanal. So we wanted to go to its base. It's a long trek into the forest, and you can see it from about 30 miles away. From a vantage position, you can see the whole waterfall. So we thought we'll go to the base and have a sequence for Mardhanagam. So in the first 2 hours, 3 assistant directors fell, fainted, bleeding. They slipped because they were tired. And then we lost our way. There was all this distraction and we couldn't find our way. We started at about 7 a.m. in the morning. And then we found a shepherd, young guy, wiry, and he could climb mountains like he's a grasshopper, like on a vertical slope. So he said, you lost your way. Where did you come from? I said, we came from that road. Oh, that's that side, beyond those 2 mountains. We have to go that side now. Yeah, I'll take you, he said. And by the time we reached our car, it was 4:30 p.m. We were walking all the time. And Shruti was limp and I had to hold her by her jeans and bring her because I didn't want the same fate for her as assistant director. So one of the guys got stitched in the head.
Wow.
Then I decided that I walked, I survived to tell the story. But you'll have to be kind to a whole unit of 200 people. For me, food, he doesn't care for food. Sleep.
Mani, sir.
He doesn't. I care for food, especially people who are working there. Now, he is also giving a lot of time for all that.
He's mellowed?
Not mellowed, refined. We shouldn't mellow. If we mellow, we'll be diluted. But he has understood. He's refined himself, slowed down to catch up, for them to catch up.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think he's still like that. We have a running joke. In Tamil, we say, for what time it is, say, enna mani, which means what's it? Money is also time.
Right.
And in a clock.
Huh.
For time, we say kalam. That is time as in
correct.
Kal.
Yeah.
But for time, we always say money because it's what? So when it is 3:30, we say Mondra money. So we have named him Mani Ratnam. So 5:30, he's on the location.
Wow.
So the poor cameraman will have to be there at least at 5, for which he'll have to leave at least at 4:30. The location is 1 hour away. Oof. Nobody is asking when Mani Ratnam got up because we don't know. Whether
Did he
he-
even sleep?
So I named him, and I was just joking. I said, I'm going to name him Mani Ratnam. There was tremendous applause in the set. He was not there, of course. That's why they. Then it reached him. I told him everybody was looking guilty. I said, don't worry, it's on me.
You're taking it. Sir, thank you so much. This has been
Thank you.
an education more than an interview.
Which means it's boring.
Not at all.
if it is education, it's boring. Ask me. If it's organic, it's good.
No, it is
I
very
hope
good.
so. I hope.
It's been great. It's been great, and I cannot wait to see what you and Mani sir have done in Thug Life.
Yeah, neither can I. Now we are seeing
In bits and pieces.
what is the biggest fun for us is not watching the screen, but watching the audience like this. And once in a while, because we know that by heart.
Correct.
What is unexpected is here.
Right. Right.
So that.
Does he show you everything? Does Mani sir
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's a sharer. Like that, he collaborates.
No, I don't know what he does. with
Otherwise.
Other people, but
Yeah.
this is very personal.
Yeah.
And we always go privately and talk. We don't show off the connections. That's why we keep it low. And we don't show off our doubts also. We are constantly plagued with, there's another way. There's another way. There's another way. And it's only time that makes us settle. The clock makes us settle to an idea. Otherwise, we can keep improvising.
How lovely. That is lovely. Lovely. Thank you, sir. And cannot wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Vanakkam. This is Kamal Haasan. I'm here with you on Hollywood Reporter, India.
And now to tell you more about our partners, Mubi. With Mubi, each and every film is hand-selected by its team of curators. Discover the best of cinema at your fingertips, streaming anytime, anywhere. You can try Mubi for 30 days, free at mubi.com/THR. That's mubi.com/THR for a whole month of great cinema.